Mother Vulture are one of the most exciting young bands in the UK today. Pre-pandemic, their live shows had been incendiary, a combination of punk and hard rock, but with such energy that you worried about their welfare during their shows. I caught up with the band, Brodie Maguire, Matt West, Georgie Valentine and Chris Simpson, before their revived live show at Cardiff's Fuel Rock Club. So I'm here with all of Mother Vulture. Welcome to the Razor's Edge and welcome to Cardiff. Nice to see you back.
Nice to see you. Thanks for having us.
Nice to see you. So how's it been so far, back on the road?
Been great.
And of course you missed a few gigs, didn't you, Chris?
Yeah, I missed a few of the we had a few just like bits and bobs at the start of August. And we all had COVID variously.
All of you?
At one point or another.
Different point or another, yeah.
Oh God.
So we all missed a couple of gigs at one point or another.
So who had it when you missed Bloodstock?
Me.
All of you?
Yeah, except for Chris.
Yeah, except for Chris. Yeah, he was the one that came
Just
out
got
of
over
it.
And how was it? Was it any of you rough?
Quite from my side.
Yeah?
I was pretty ill.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was fine. Yeah, it was alright.
That's because you sit down all the time.
Matt didn't even show anything.
Didn't get a chance to get around the rest of the body. It was
It stays in my leg.
So, the Yard, was that your first gig or your second gig back?
Oh no, there was plenty of
Plenty before
I
that.
think there's one.
Yeah. Oh, was it one?
We played a gig we did like a tiny little festival down in Devon in July, I think.
That was our first.
That was still technically regulations, so it was still like a sit down sort of one.
So the Yard was the first
proper
hands-free, face-to-face. Yeah.
I'm told it was good.
It was great. It was really nice. I mean, for all of us, it was a first gig back, so it was great. So how many dates have you done on this tour?
13.
13.
Well, yeah, we had those 5 like pre-Tory shows in August, and then of the Revive Live stuff, 13 days plus Burn It Down, so that makes 14.
Yeah.
I think.
No, the 13th is Burn It Down.
Oh,
It's
okay.
plenty.
Right. Okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
We don't count.
And then after that we got the 4 coming through, but that's after 3 days, and that's not really attached. It's not really our tour, I guess. So yeah, just a part of it.
Sure. So let's backtrack a little bit, because of course you played here in August 19 when you were supporting Fallen Temples, who'd just done their Bloodstock show, and that was when we first saw you.
Wow.
Oh, wicked.
And of course that was when you were probably starting to build the momentum with the live shows, because that's
We're just
basically
trying
what
to
you're...
sort of like taking everything we can get, just touring as much as we can.
Yeah, August was like our first big tour, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then we were like, screw it, we'll do one in October and November and December as well. And then we did one in February.
Yeah.
And then we had like a really big one lined up for March. That was, I think, today going to be like our biggest tour.
Yeah.
And obviously
Because I was watching the video you did for Louder, and you were talking about the fact that, like, unlike a lot of bands, I think you were saying that you didn't have a lot apart from the live show at that time.
Yeah, we were kind of just like...
Because your momentum is your live music, isn't it?
We did some recording bits before.
Yeah.
We weren't planning on using any of it really. So we were just gigging at this point.
Yeah.
It was like there was no like album in sight.
We were getting ready to sort of like get what we had been writing under our belts and then go into the studio. I think we had something planned like a couple months after lockdown, probably would have gone in like May, April or something like that.
It was all about the show really. It was all about the gigging.
So you lost a big tour, you said? Yeah.
Well,
We had the spring tour, didn't we?
Spring tour,
like April and May. It was like
semi-planned,
that was announced.
Was it announced?
Yeah, like 15 days.
2 years ago now, mate.
I can't be expected to remember these things.
So obviously you had, some of you either have jobs or you've got other interests and stuff. How did you all cope with lockdown?
Job-wise, it was fine because I work in a hospital, so work didn't stop for me.
Same with
that.
For me it was hard. I started cleaning, but then slowly got something better, which was nice.
Yeah.
But I don't know. For me it was quite positive. I managed to stop smoking over it.
Yeah.
Which is quite nice.
Great.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time like putting together the live album for like the first couple months. Then I got another studio work at, and I went back to there and nearly got killed by a piece of metal, and then I was like, maybe I'll do some teaching instead.
Yeah.
So what was that, online teaching, was it?
Yeah, so I do just a couple of lessons in person, but like just teaching music and stuff like that. It's nice, fulfilling.
So how long was it before you actually were able to get back together as a band and be in the same room?
We did a live stream.
Pretty quick in.
Yeah.
It wasn't
There was like a
after the
couple of
first
months where it
lockdown,
was
2-3 months.
totally isolated, and then
But luckily, me and Georgie lived together
At the time.
So we were doing like a few acoustic things and stuff like that, and just sort of like keeping the ball rolling. We did a couple like Zoom interviews. We did one with Stephen Hill and Alex Myler. So like we did like even when we weren't playing together in a room, or you know, we were still doing stuff. Like even if it was just getting online, having a chat with people.
When was the Cobblestone show? We did a sit-down Cobblestone show one point. Or was that
September.
August as well? Or was it September?
Yeah.
Oh, August, yeah. There we go. That was quite eventful. I think that was another time. Was that after the first lockdown?
Yep.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, that was
Between
when
the
the-
three.
Between the two.
when it
Yeah.
lifted a tiny bit, but not fully.
One of our like first sold out shows, and everyone was sat down. And
Yeah, it was a bit crazy. It was really weird just seeing those same people that we know
Yeah.
they used to mosh and just go mad, sitting down, really civilized, just kind of
Sort of like
staring
waiting
at
for
us.
the
Yeah,
tables to
quite
flip
intently as
people
well.
Yeah, we went to a couple of shows in May when they were still doing the King Creature and Blind River did it too. We went to a couple of them. We did Bristol and Birmingham, and it was very strange to watch bands that you'd normally be moving to actually just being sat there going, "Right, I'd really like to dance, but I can't, so I'm just going to do this," and it was all a bit weird. How important was it for you to keep that kind of social media presence, or were you not bothered about that too much?
Not me
I'm
personally.
not sure we did that much with it. We kind of once we had the album going,
Yeah.
it was like, well, we'll just ping that out and keep sharing that. But
Yeah.
other than that,
It was more for us like making sure there was content, whether you know the social media stuff was up to scratch or not. We were like, we had the live album, put out a single, we did a couple of live streams, we did like interviews. So even though we weren't like maybe posting every week or anything like that, there was like every now and again it would be like a little like, we're still here, like
Because the fact was, we didn't just want to like recycle material over and over again. If we weren't doing anything, we just wouldn't post about it. And the end of the day, it just was what it was. And you know, it wasn't just us that was stuck on a standstill. It was everybody. So
Yeah.
and, you know, for a lot of it, we didn't really have a lot to talk about. No one did. It's, and we're not going to blag it and like lie to people and say, oh, this, you know, we've got stuff in the works, because
it wasn't
it
the
really
case.
didn't. To be honest, I don't think anyone did.
So let's roll it forward. You've been back on the road for a couple of weeks now. How did you get involved? How did this whole package come about?
To be honest, there's not a lot of knowledge behind how it really happens, because our manager just says, oh, I know someone in the Music Venue Trust, they're looking for more rock music. They haven't got a lot of like heavy sort of high energy bands on the Revive Live stuff. If you can put a tour together, you know, I think I can make it happen. And so I think he was expecting me to maybe put like 4 or 5 dates in like August, and I was like, here's a 2-week tour for September, and it was like, oh, okay then.
Literally did it within 2 days,
so I
and
think
they
we
were
kind
just
of
like, oh.
sort of like blagged our way in, really, because we're the only unsigned band, I believe, on any of like the national lottery, the Music Venue Trust tour. And we sort of like wiggled our way in, got a 2-week tour out of it, and they've been really supportive, like just making it happen. It's been great.
And Marshall were really kind. They dropped us that lovely amp that we're going to use tonight.
don't want to give it back.
You could lose it, Fuel are notorious.
That's
oh, yes,
oh, there's evidence now.
No, delete it.
We'll cut that bit out.
Oh, good.
So how have the crowds been? Because obviously people, I've been to quite a few gigs since I've been to Bloodstock and I've been to Steelhouse and down to the Yard and a couple of smaller shows, but people seem to be coming back. Have you seen any noticeable difference between crowds before and after?
Not too much, really. We've had like quite an encouraging turnout in certain places where we just have never been before.
Yeah.
You just get like loads of walk-ups that have heard of us from someone or from somewhere. And it's like, man, we've never been here. Like, how the hell do you know who we are?
On the other hand, we had quite a few that we already knew, just a lot of people that we had seen for like 2 years coming back. It was really pleasant to just see their faces.
I would argue, even the gigs that maybe weren't so crazy, I think every gig we've done has been better than we thought it was going to be,
Yeah.
turnout wise. You know,
Yeah.
I think we did a gig in Bath and we'd sold like 15 tickets, and we're like, oh, it's going to be a decent night because it's a buy one get one free. We were like 30 or 40 people going to be there.
Yeah.
It's great, and like the place was like pretty packed, and they were absolutely wild. I think it was like probably like nearly 100 people.
Yeah.
Never
Wow.
been to Bath before.
Yeah.
And like I think that kind of spoiled us a little bit because now we're expecting everyone else to sort of, like, absolutely destroy the venues that we go to.
Yeah. Any venues that, I mean, you said Bath. Where did you play? Like you were at Gloucester last night, weren't you? Was it
Yeah.
Dickinson?
Yeah.
Yeah. How was
Dick
that?
Whittington.
It
was
was
pretty
interesting
fun.
because the venue was relatively new.
Yeah.
Like, wasn't it? Is it new?
Well, it's new for Greg.
Or- yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know whether it's
Yeah.
brand new then. He's still setting it up. But
That was our second time playing there, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, relatively new for us as a band,
Yeah.
I guess.
yeah.
Yeah, like I said, the crowds are all really good. It's more
Yeah.
like the kind of age of the people in the audience determines what kind of night you're going to have. It's like you're either going to have sort of like people who just like stood around the back who really enjoy it but aren't going to be like moshing or like jumping
Yeah.
around. And then you
Yeah.
go somewhere like maybe like Bath or Bristol, perhaps you would expect people to like go a little bit more crazy, and that's kind of how it's been going.
Have you managed to create enough space to get off the stage when you've needed to?
Luckily, that's not usually a problem.
Regardless
We'll
of
make
how many
space.
people-
Like room, yeah.
And what about your supports? You've got different supports acts. Yeah, that's the local squirrel that's been around for a while.
Sorry, easily distracted there.
Come here. Enjoy the interview.
What about the support bands? Because you've got I Destroy now. haven't you?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
been probably like one of the most fun things about this tour is like just showing all the people we're going on tour to see, like some of our favourite bands. Like
Yeah.
I Destroyed tonight, and we've had Crooked Tongue, who have
Yeah.
been just exemplary all tour. They've just been so professional.
Really?
Moriarty, who are like really old friends of ours, who
Yeah.
are just great all the time.
And you had the Kraken Boys last night as well. Oh, did
Oh yeah, well,
how did they get on there?
King Kraken. Isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
I think he left straight away.
Yeah.
Didn't talk to us.
Didn't they?
Turned up.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Well,
Less we
spicy.
said about them, but
But that's obviously a big change for you, that you're actually now being able to select support bands.
yeah.
Be in the support band.
Yeah, like I think the next step for us is we want to be the support band again, just on bigger stuff.
Yeah.
Like we're happy to to bring out other bands with us.
Yeah.
Who bands like I Destroy Moriarty. We're not necessarily bigger than them, but it was more of just the way. We've got this funding from National Lottery to be able to say to some bands, look, we've booked some shows,
Yeah.
let's give them some
Come with
money,
us,
let's
have some
do
fun.
gigs.
Yeah.
Like, it was our tour, but it didn't. Some nights didn't really feel like we were headlining it. We're just playing with bands we like. Right?
Sure. So is that's an ambition, is to get on like a bigger tour now? And
Oh,
I
Yeah.
think that's the next step, naturally.
We're sort of like, as much as we love doing it, it's sort of like kicking the crap out of yourself playing local
Yeah.
pubs.
Yeah.
Especially
night after
tonight, the
night.
seventh consecutive,
It's,
it's like-
it's
Yeah.
great fun, but
So
at
there's
a
so many
point,
nights in a
it's
row
just,
you can do that.
Yeah.
So, do you feel any pressure being? A lot of people are badging you as like, I've seen the next big thing and all this. I mean, for you guys, obviously you're really laid back. You're not bothered about that. Do you feel any pressure about moving on and the obvious cycle about you need to produce an album and you need to do this and you need to do that, or are you
It's just waiting for people to discover, like people who know us, know we're like really fun to come and see. They know we're good, so like we just need the reach now. We just need more people to know we exist.
As far as pressure is concerned, I wouldn't necessarily say so. It's just, I don't know. If one thing, I'm just scared about what people are expecting of us. I guess sound-wise.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people wanted us to go heavier. Some people have wanted us to go a little bit more classic rock route. But
we
the
do
fact
both.
is, we do
Yeah.
both.
We're always
And I think
going to
that's
do
why, and I think that's why Mother Vulture is Mother Vulture. You know, so. Yeah, we'll do what we do, and if they like it, they like it. If they don't, they know where the door is.
I think,
It's just like everyone
Yeah.
while we're here,
Yeah.
shall we?
It kind of, there's a nice thing about us. In a lot of ways, we really don't care. Like, we just want to go out and play music.
Yeah.
Like, and we'll do the same show to one person as we will to 2,000. Like, and we'll just keep doing what we do, and the world will take what we have to offer.
I
That's
don't
it.
think there's a bit of pressure involved in that. We just like what we do. So we're going to just do it.
And you're in an environment now where it's not like the 70s where you could go out and earn a living for a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Most bands these days are working 2 jobs and then every weekend is doing this because you love what you do.
Yeah, sure.
Or just a week.
Or just a
like
week,
Climbing,
especially for Matt, but for all of us at some point, it's been a sort of like work, go to a gig, and then you go home and get your 3 or 4 hours sleep, and you go back to work, and you just sort of like keep that
cycle.
going.
Yeah.
And there are still people who don't believe that's what you do, aren't
No.
there?
Yeah, and then people are like, oh, you know, gigging, that's not, you know, it's not work though, is it? It's like, you try it, you tell me what you think. Does it feel like hard work?
Yeah, I think these are the people that wander in when you're just about to start and haven't seen you arguing with the sound man for half an hour and all the rest of it.
Oh,
Do you know the blokes that
stories
put
we
their
could
hands
tell.
together and go impress me? That's basically what it is, you know.
Brilliant. Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to it tonight. I'm sure it'll be good. I hope you get a good turnout. We normally get a few. Obviously, you're competing with the Manics tonight, but I think that's a free gig, so I don't think you're in.
They're only eliminated.
Thanks for letting us
Brilliant. Maybe I shouldn't have told you that either. God, I'm going to have to edit most of this conversation. Leave it all in.
Okay.
Brilliant. Thank you guys.
Thank
and
you
all
so
the
much
best
for
for the
having us,
future.
man.
No problem.
Thanks for listening. Make sure you keep up to date with future episodes by subscribing to our channels. For more information on this podcast, or for all the latest music news, reviews, interviews and more, head over to our website www.therazorsedge.rocks.